China holds 3-minute silence for virus victims.
中国对病毒受害者沉默3分钟8-10。
Minutes people stop and pay their respects in Wuhan.
4.
April 2020 image copyright.
图像版权。
Getty Images.
盖蒂图片社。
Image caption.
图片说明。
The silence was observed in Wuhan, where the virus originated late last year.
去年年底病毒在武汉爆发，人们对此保持沉默。
China has mourned the victims of the coronavirus outbreak by observing a 3-minute silence, bringing the nation to a halt.
中国为冠状病毒爆发的受害者默哀3分钟，使国家陷入停顿。
A day of remembrance was declared in China on Saturday to honor the more than 3,300 people who died of COVID-19.
中国在周六宣布了一个纪念日，以纪念3300多名死于新型冠状病毒肺炎的人。
At 10 o'clock local time 3 Greenwich Mean Time, people stood still nationwide for 3 minutes in tribute to the dead.
当地时间10点，格林尼治标准时间3点，全国各地的人们静立了3分钟，悼念死者。
Cars, trains and ships then sounded their horns. Air raid sirens rang as flags were flown at half-mast.
汽车、火车和轮船随即鸣响喇叭，空袭警报响起，国旗降半旗。
The first cases of coronavirus were detected in the Chinese city of Wuhan in Hubei province late last year.
去年年底，中国湖北省武汉市发现了首例冠状病毒病例。
Since then, the virus has swept the globe, infecting more than 1 million people and killing nearly 60,000 in 181 countries.
自那时以来，这种病毒已经席卷全球，感染了100多万人，在181个国家造成近6万人死亡。
In Wuhan, the epicenter of China's outbreak, all traffic lights in urban areas were turned red at 10 o'clock, ceasing traffic for 3 minutes.
在中国疫情爆发的中心武汉，市区所有的交通灯在10点都变成了红灯，交通中断了3分钟。
China's government said the event was a chance to pay respects to martyrs, a reference to the 14 medical workers who died battling the virus.
中国政府表示，这次活动是一个向烈士致敬的机会。烈士指的是14名在抗击病毒中牺牲的医务人员。
Image copyright.
图像版权。
Getty Images.
盖蒂图片社。
Image caption.
图片说明。
China came to a standstill during the 3-minute silence at 10 o'clock local time.
中国在当地时间10点举行的3分钟默哀中陷入停顿。
They include Li Wenliang, a doctor in Wuhan who died of COVID-19 after being reprimanded by the authorities for attempting to warn others about the disease.
其中包括武汉的一名医生李文良，他因为试图警告他人而受到当局的训斥，最终死于新型冠状病毒肺炎。
I feel a lot of sorrow about our colleagues and patients who died, a Chinese nurse who treated coronavirus patients told AFP news agency. I hope they can rest well in heaven.
一位治疗冠状病毒患者的中国护士告诉法新社记者，我为我们的同事和死去的病人感到非常悲痛。我希望他们能在天堂安息。
Wearing white flowers pinned to their chest, Chinese President Xi Jinping and other government officials paid silent tribute in Beijing.
中国国家主席习近平和其他政府官员胸前别着白色鲜花，在北京默哀。
Saturday's commemorations coincide with the annual Qingming Festival, when millions of Chinese families pay respects to their ancestors.
周六的纪念活动与1年1度的清明节同时举行，数以百万计的中国家庭向他们的祖先表示敬意。
China first informed the World Health Organization (WHO) about cases of pneumonia with unknown causes on 31 December last year.
去年12月31日，中国首次向世界卫生组织
WHO
通报了不明原因的肺炎病例。
By 18 January, the confirmed number of cases had risen to around 60, but experts estimated the real figure was closer to 1,700.
到1月18日， 已确认的病例数已上升到60例左右，但专家估计实际数字接近1700例。
Image copyright.
图像版权。
Getty Images.
盖蒂图片社。
Image caption.
图片说明。
China's government said the commemoration was held to pay respects to martyrs.
中国政府表示，举行纪念活动是为了向烈士致敬。
Just 2 days later, as millions of people prepared to travel for the Lunar New Year, the number of cases more than tripled to more than 200 and the virus was detected in Beijing, Shanghai and Shenzhen.
仅2天之后，随着数百万人准备为农历新年出行，病例数量增加了2倍以上，达到200多例。北京、上海和深圳都检测到了这种病毒。
From that point, the virus began to spread rapidly in Asia and then Europe, eventually reaching every corner of the globe.
从那时起，病毒开始在亚洲和欧洲迅速传播，最终传播到全球的每一个角落。
Media playback is unsupported on your device. Media caption.
媒体标题。
The BBC met people in Beijing heading out after the lockdown.
英国广播公司
BBC.
在北京会见了封锁结束后准备出门的人。
In the past few weeks, China has started to ease travel and social distancing restrictions, believing it has brought the health emergency under control.
过去几周，中国已开始放松出行和社会距离限制，相信自己已经控制住了这场卫生紧急状况。
Last weekend, Wuhan partially reopened after more than 2 months of isolation.
上周末，经过2个多月的隔离，武汉部分重新开放。
On Saturday, China reported 90 new confirmed cases of coronavirus, down from 31 a day earlier. China's Health Commission said 18 of those cases involved travelers arriving from abroad.
上周六，中国报告了19例新的冠状病毒确诊病例，比前一天的31例有所下降。中国卫生委员会表示，这些病例中有18例涉及从国外抵达的旅客。
As it battles to control cases coming from abroad, China temporarily banned all foreign visitors, even if they have visas or residence permits.
为了控制来自国外的案件，中国暂时禁止所有外国游客入境，即使他们有签证或居留许可。
What is the latest worldwide?
全世界最新的消息是什么？
As the coronavirus crisis in China abates, the rest of the world remains firmly in the grip of the disease.
随着中国冠状病毒危机的缓解，世界其他地区仍然牢牢地控制着该病。
In the U.S., now the global epicenter of the outbreak, the number of deaths from the disease jumped to 7,152 on Friday, according to data collated by Johns Hopkins University.
根据约翰霍普金斯大学卫生组织整理的数据，在美国，现在的全球疫情爆发中心，死于这种疾病的人数在星期五跃升到7152人。
The deaths increased by 1,480 in just 24 hours, the highest daily death toll since the pandemic began, AFP news agency reported, citing Johns Hopkins University's case tracker.
法新社援引约翰霍普金斯大学的病例跟踪报道称，24小时内死亡人数增加了1480人，是自大流行开始以来的最高日死亡人数。
As of Friday, there were 277,953 confirmed cases of coronavirus in the U.S., a rise of more than 32,000 in just 24 hours.
截至上周五，美国确诊了277953例冠状病毒感染病例，24小时内增加了32000多例。
Meanwhile, deaths continue to climb in Italy and Spain, the second and third worst affected countries in the world.
与此同时，意大利和西班牙的死亡人数继续攀升。这2个国家是世界上受影响第2和第3严重的国家。
In Italy, deaths increased by 766 on Friday, bringing the total to 14,681. In Spain, the death toll stood at 10,935, a rise of 932 in the past day.
在意大利，周五死亡人数增加了766人，使总数达到14681人。在西班牙，死亡人数为10935人，比上一天增加了932人。
However, there was a glimmer of hope for both countries, as the downward trend in the rate of new cases continued.
然而，随着新病例发病率的下降趋势继续下去，这两个国家都有了一线希望。